Hello and welcome once again to KSP. So today we are going to be having a look in the mission control and seeing what we can get up to. Ooh. Test at launch site. Yep, we'll have you. Always best getting those sort of missions for the simple reason that they're real quick and easy to test and they hardly cost you a penny. Now, I've got the heat shield to test and the stack separator. The heat shield because I messed up during my last mission. Yep, that one. And didn't test it when I was at the launch site. And you. There we go. And tell you what we can also do. We've not gathered all of the science around the loading bay, just around the launch site yet. So we will throw all these on here and launch. So this will just be a science gathering and testing mission. Yep, keep that. Log pressure data, keep that. Log temperature, keep that. And observe materials. Keep it. Now I think I have got a crew report. I do indeed. Okay, and now we are going to test that. Okay, and then we are going to... Now I think the test on that is just... yeah, just separate. So, boom. Both tests complete. That got us about 10,000 Kerbal bucks. And back to the launch. And revert, rather. Okay, so we managed to get 14 science for that. Pretty good. There we go. And research. Now, can I unlock any of these? I can. Any of this useful to us? I mean, the launch stability would be good. Yeah, flight control. Now, we're going to go in here once again and see if there's anything else for us to do. Explore the moon. So fly by it, gather science data from it, and return to Kerbin from a flyby of the moon. You know what? Yep, we're going to take that. Science data from around Kerbin. From around Kerbin. Doesn't say where from, but yeah, okay, we'll have that. Lovely. Now, how much cash have I got? I'm going to upgrade this building, which costs almost half of the money I had. But what it's going to mean is I can build much bigger ships. Yeah, just throw you away. Grab a new one. Right. We are going to have you first. Oh, no, that way. So I'm going to do the same sort of design I normally do for these. Two of you, thank you very much. Actually, no, I'll only have one of them, I think, and I will stick it. Could I fit two in there? No, it's just more parts, isn't it, that I don't really need, so... Oh, and I want you that way, there we go. Okay, that's all of my science. Parachutes. Gonna want to have two of you near the top and one of you just there. Now hopefully that should be the heavy end and pull us down. And I might even bring an antenna with us this time. Just the one, thank you very much. And there we go. Stick it up there like that. Actually, yeah, batteries would be a good idea as well, because we're going a lot further than we did the last time. There we go. 2 batteries in there to keep us safe. Now, I'd also like... where are they? There they are. One of you just there. Just for re-entry. And that's going to be the basic command pod we use for a while. No point naming it, just save as it is. So as I say, this pod we'll use quite often just to stick on the top of different rockets that we make. Okay. Now I want to obviously get it all the way to the moon and back. One big pod. Yeah, reaction wheel. Oh, that's only a very small reaction wheel. Nah, no point then. We're going to have a small thruster. Now I'm not going to bother trying to land at the moment on the moon. I'm just literally trying to go there and come back. Nope, wrong button. There we go, that's better. Yeah, 4 of those should be good with swivel engine. Yeah, I don't have cross feed or anything yet. Four sets. There we are. Anything else I'm going to need? I'd love stability, but I don't have any yet. Stick caps on the top of all of these. And stick some small boosters just to get us in the air a little bit quicker. Now I'm hoping I've got enough thrust on this thing to get us all the way to the moon and back. I might not. I may have overcompensated ridiculously. I can't tell. Want all of you to fire at the same time as those. They break off, then they break off. That fires when they break off. Yep. Then that breaks and that one fires. That one breaks, and then we plummet to Earth, or Kerbal. Yeah, that should be good. You know, the other thing I can do... Yeah, I could put a couple of lander feet on here. Oh. There we go. So at least that way, when I come back down to Kerbal, I'll hopefully land on the feet, and one, won't roll down a mountain, but also it will give me a little bit more of a bump to hit the ground with. Now I want to put these here. There we go. And some fixed wings on there. Okay. To the moon. Now, do I want to change pilots? You know what? Actually, no. I want to keep Jebediah, I think. Now, I do want to get some science from around Kerbal. So I'm actually going to put a second thermometer just there. So I can grab some science data from around Kerbin to satisfy one of the missions I've got. And then the rest of the science can all be done around the moon. Launch! That's if I make it to the moon, of course. I am hoping we do. Okay. Turn on Smart SAS. Now, because Jebediah is leveled up, I can actually use either of these now, instead of just sort of the stability assist. I'm not going to use those, however. And launch! Turn to the side slightly. And slow down because I'm going way too fast, way too quickly. Well, at least we'll burn through the solid fuel before we have to worry about anything else. Okay, there we go. I hope no one's standing on the launch pad. Increase our thrust slightly. I want to keep that around 200. I don't want it increasing too quickly, because if it increases too quickly, my ship will end up with the re-entry effects as I'm leaving instead of coming back, which isn't what I want to happen, to be fair. But like this, we won't spend that much fuel just getting into orbit at least. Having the 4 boosters that I had, I think, really did help. They lasted a lot longer than the other ones I used the last time I got this sort of rocket into orbit. Okay, increase that thrust a little because we're getting up there at this point. In fact, okay, we're at 20,000. Or at least our apoaps is at 20,000. We're only... oh no, we are at 20,000 as well. Okay. Aim upwards a little more. Get higher, quicker. Not that much quicker, of course. We're approaching 500 meters per second. We're almost out of fuel in this stage. 29,000. Okay. And next stage. Okay, 40,000, so we are getting up there at least. I'm just hoping we get up there quickly. Now this stage up here could be both my sort of return and maneuver stage, but the more of it I sort of keep, the more likely it is that I'm going to actually make it there and back. Okay, and 70,000, cut thrust. And speed up time a little. And we are now in space. Right, so before anything else, gonna do log temperature data. Keep that. Doesn't matter that we got no science for it. We've done the experiment in space, which is all we needed to do. Angle U there. And there we go. Oh. dear. No. Really don't want to fall back into the Kerbin atmosphere. There we go. A bit more. Once I get round there, I'll thrust again to bring out my periaps. I fell back into the atmosphere just a little. There we go. Oh no, that is the max time warp I can use. But I am out of the atmosphere, aren't I? I am. There we go. Proper time warp. I'm going to have to try and get this to stay up whenever I leave the map view, because putting that up constantly is annoying. Okay. Now I have a tiny bit of fuel left in this stage. Use Jebediah to get us back to the right vector ratio. Okay, and fire. Perfect. So we are now in orbit and we're not coming back down. Now I don't have maneuver nodes. Normally when you upgrade buildings and things you get maneuver nodes so that you can plan out what you're going to do. I don't have the luxury of that. So I'm guessing here. So we want the moon to be... yeah, so if I start thrusting around there to get to the moon, hopefully that will put us around the right spot. Okay. And once again, go to there, please. Fire off that stage. Now I'm just trying to get an interception with the moon for a very quick flyby and then return to Kerbal. I'm not going to try and land on the moon or anything like that yet, especially without maneuver nodes. That would just be doable but ridiculously hard, so I'm just keeping an eye on my fuel. The further out this goes, the quicker it will accelerate, to be honest. Once it gets almost there, we'll hopefully have an encounter. Okay, we don't have an encounter. Oh, that's probably because it's so far off it. Okay. I'm slightly off the axis. Well, that's fine. When we get to about there, I can hopefully correct that. The further out you do the burns from Kerbal, the more fuel efficient they become. Okay, so we'll speed up time a little bit more. And as you see, the red line that was linking Kerbal to our ship broke, which means we're now completely on our own. We're not linked to Kerbal in any way, sort of with our antenna or anything now. Okay. Now, I am guessing completely whether this is the right position or not. Nope, that's getting further away. Other way. Okay. And now if I drop backwards a little. Hopefully that will come more in line. Perfect. Now, hopefully, the moon will reach us. Or I've just messed it up completely. We'll find out. Yeah, I think I burned far too early, to be honest. Oh no, we did actually connect with the moon. Awesome. So there it is. Now, very quickly, I'm going to crash straight into it. Oops. Cancel time warp, thank you very much. I need to not crash into it. No, wrong. Will you help? No, other way. Other blue one. That's better. I'll try and slow down a little. Oh, please, come on, let me get the right way. This isn't going to end well if I can't work out the right way. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. I had someone at the front door, so just had to disappear for a moment there. Now, I am going to try. If I burn this way, will it work? Oh. Yes. Excellent. Managed to get a periapse, which is all I need. About 36,000 will be good, yeah. Okay, and I'm gonna speed up a little until I reach my periapse. Okay, slow down completely and grab all the science. Observe. And yep, we're in space near the moon, so that works. Observe mystery goo. Yep, thank you. Log pressure data, thank you. Log temperature, thank you. I'm not even paying attention to how much I'm getting from this. I'm just trying to do it all quickly. Okay. Close that. Perfect. And then we'll time warp back out of it. Wow, so there's our orbit of the planet Kerbal. Get to the highest point and we'll start to deorbit. Now obviously from this height it's going to be quite fuel efficient. I've got a decent amount of fuel left actually. But I don't want to get my periapse too close to the planet because otherwise I'll come in like a screaming rocket. Get it down to about 78, no, there we go, about 68. So that's just entering the atmosphere. And then I will use the remainder of the fuel to slow me down the other way. I hope. Okay, and time warp. Now obviously the closer we get to the planet, the slower our time warp becomes, and now we're within the atmosphere. So, burn that way, please, very slowly. As you can see, that's dropping remarkably quickly. I'm barely thrusting at all. use more of the thrust. It's coming down a lot quicker. Still got some fuel left. Now I think I've just entered space again. Yeah, I have. So I'm going to travel up to the apoaps again and put our periaps even closer to the planet. Okay, retrograde please. And I'm going to go to about 55. So that'll put us well within the atmosphere, and hopefully it will start bringing us down. And once again, time warp. Get into the right position. And we're in the atmosphere. Now I'm not going to fire our thrusters until we get as low as possible, pretty much. Or until we start burning up. There we go. Right, thrusters, please, full. Obviously, the reason we've got the re-entry effects is we're hitting the atmosphere at ridiculously high speed. You know, that high speed, or that speed, is pretty much enough to keep us in orbit. So deorbiting at that speed, there's no wonder really that we're starting to get re-entry effects. Okay, and I'm going to decouple that. Now, some of our landing legs might not survive this. I'm hoping they all do, but they might not. As you can see, one of them there is already getting quite hot. I always find it odd that if you spin, then they stop getting the re-entry effect. Okay. Well, our apoaps is definitely coming down, but our total altitude is going up at the moment. Yeah, it looks like we're leaving the atmosphere. We've still got good electric charge, so I don't have to worry too much about that. Okay, managed to get some milestones as well. Going to close these doors. Not that it has much effect, but it just looks better in my opinion. Okay, and we will time warp. Can't time warp yet, we're still... There we are. We're further away now. Time warp back around the planet. I may have been able to have a sort of a steeper incline into the planet, but, you know, better to take it slow, and, you know, you're less likely to burn up than go too quickly and definitely burn up, so... Okay, time warp. The planet does look brilliant, though, when moving over it like this. Okay. Now, as soon as we get lower or start getting re-entry effects, I'm going to cancel time warp. But our apoaps is dropping just from being in the atmosphere. Oh, there we go. Re-entry effects. Excuse me. This might take a couple of passes, to be honest, but we'll eventually make it. Increase time warp just a little. Yeah, our altitude's starting to climb again, so we're going to leave once again and then have to swing round for a third time. Our apoaps is still dropping. Now, once the apoaps drops within the atmosphere as well as the periaps, that's when we start properly coming in to do a landing. You're still dropping. Once this stops dropping, we'll be outside the atmosphere once again. There we go. And we're back outside the atmosphere. So cancel slow time warp, go to faster time warp. We are getting down pretty quickly, so it's not too bad. Obviously, the closer we get, the less time warp we have available to us, because we're close to a planet. Oh, and we've entered the atmosphere once again. Yeah, we've still got a decent electric charge, so I'm not too worried about that. Data from the moon. I'm hoping that works, even though we didn't land on the moon. Okay. Some lovely shots of Kerbin's surface flying past us. Now, by letting Jebediah keep us on our retrograde, it means that we're keeping our heat shield pointed in the direction that we're travelling. Now, as you can see, our ablator on the heat shield is going down as we're entering the atmosphere, and as we're getting this re-entry effect here. So yeah, as you can see, it's ticking down slowly. Okay. Really don't want to burn up, so... oh, there we go. Our apoaps and our periaps are both within the atmosphere at this point. So we are definitely coming in for a landing. Whereabouts is the question. Well, we're either coming in for a landing or we're going to burn up in the atmosphere. I'm hoping it's the former, not the latter. Ridiculous sort of... wow. I would not like to be in that ship. Planning missions and running missions, yeah, I could see myself doing that. Being the guy in the spaceship, going at, 2,000 meters per second, yeah, not so much. Okay, our ablator, yeah, there's still quite a lot left on it. I don't really have to worry about it breaking apart. Okay. Looks like we are going to come down on land rather than into the water, which is a good thing. That means our landing feet will be useful if they survive the trip down, of course. I really need to bleed speed off. Because if I come down at the speed I'm coming, I don't know if we're going to survive. Well, actually, no. I know full well we're not going to survive. And we are dropping speed. You can do it, Jebediah. Come on! I don't know what it is Jebediah can do, considering I've got no thrusters left, no fuel left, and literally he's just hurtling to the ground. But he can do it! It's Jebediah! He's awesome! Okay, 32,000 up. Wow, just the fireball in the sky this must look like to anyone on the planet's surface. Oh, and we're finally starting to bleed off a lot of speed. Our ablator's still over 100, our electric's still good. Oh, look at that, we're finally sort of slowing down properly. Excellent. Re-entry effects are gone. I'm going to open our landing gear before I forget. And then we're just pretty much waiting to be able to deploy our parachutes now. If I deploy them now, they're just going to get ripped straight off. Yeah, coming straight down in the middle of the landmass, which is always nice. Oh, and parachutes can be deployed. Go for it. They'll slow us down a lot faster. And I can turn SAS off at this point as well. In fact, yeah, it'll go straight back on to just stabilise if I do turn it back on. And speed up. Do a very quick save, just in case my parachutes rip off for any reason. In that situation, I think I would do the quick load for the simple reason that, you know, at this point, you can all guarantee that I've made it back. So the parachutes ripping off would just be a bit, you know, wrong. There we go. Now I'm still travelling at 5 meters per second. I'm going to jettison that. That should hopefully, yeah, that slowed me down a little. Got rid of excess weight. I'm going to speed up time as we're getting lower to the ground. Okay. Not too far off the ground at this point. Hopefully I won't come down in the middle of a tree. I don't think the trees actually have physics on them yet, but, you know, just in case they did. But, yep, Jebediah made it to the moon and back. Okay, slow down our time warp. And plop. Spot on! Okay, and recover the vessel. Oh, no, actually, we're now on the ground, so EVA, please. EVA report. Oh, you've already got an EVA report. Take the data. And board. And crew report. Yeah, we've already got one from here. No worries then. Recover the vessel. Okay, we made a ridiculously good amount of science there. We got 192 in total. And we got 75 for the material study. So, yeah, we did very good there. We made 2,294 from our parts that we recovered. And Jebediah managed to get some more experience. Awesome. So we're going to go into research and development and we're going to see what we can purchase. I would very much love to have that. You know, fuel crossfeed and the bigger fuel tank. Just, yeah, instantly going to have those. And, power would definitely be a good thing. It means we could stay in space a lot longer. SAS might not... Oh, sorry. RCS might be a good idea. If I go down this, I can then get further into electronics and science. There's these, of course. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to go with electrics. I'm also going to go with general construction. And there we are. But that's where I'm going to leave today's episode. Oh, In fact, I'm going to go through all these ticks first. So we completed that, completed that, got that. Excellent. So we've got no contracts left. So we'll have another look at those next time. But thank you very much for joining me, guys. If you liked, please leave a like, comment and subscribe. And see you later.